everybody, and welcome to our AEW Double or Nothing preview show here on the IWC Radio broadcast, or podcast, so it's called, and combined the two words together there. Joining me this evening, Chucks and Will, being still out on assignment. Hope to have him back sometime soon. How are you guys doing? How's it hanging up?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah?
Can't complain. Can't complain. We have a lot of predicting to do today.
We've got a lot. We've got to get into Money in the Bank, which was last week. Somewhat kind of there was a major surprise that we're eventually going to discuss there that won the Money in the Bank case. Kind of a big disappointment to some people. And then, yeah, it's AEW weekend. We've got Double or Nothing just a couple of hours away. The pre-show starts after we're done here. So, yeah, we should probably get right into it here. So let's start off with presumably Money in the Bank, I assume, right?
Let's do it all chronologically.
All right, here we go.
Start off with last weekend, where we'll pick up pretty much where we left off last week. This is last Sunday. What did we have on the pre-show? We had a tag team match. Holla holla. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso, they're brothers, you know.
Really?
They beat Daniel Bryan and Rowan, the Planet's tag team champions. It's crazy.
Unless you missed this.
I saw it. I don't remember how the finish went down, but I was surprised that the Usos actually won.
Yeah, they pinned Bryan as well.
Yeah, Bryan took the pin clean, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He went from being booked in the main event to losing on the pre-show. Strange.
I think Bryan just doesn't care about where he is on the card.
No.
He's just glad that he's wrestling,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
totally. And that's something we may get to later. That makes me think of a talking point that we will, I'm sure, get to. Yeah, Usos win. That's a point for me and for Smoot. So, good start. Good start. You're over 50%.
Yeah.
Hang on to this.
I'm undefeated.
Currently undefeated. This was definitely the prediction of the year so far. Then the main show opened with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Went nearly 15 minutes and was okay. It was pretty good. Maybe not as good as last year, but definitely better than the first one with James Ellsworth.
How big of a mistake was it for him to actually win the damn thing now that we know the allegations that he was, faced with?
There's a lot. If you look back on what we now know about certain wrestlers, you can question in that way many decisions that were made in the 80s. So this one, I think we all got this wrong. Yeah, we mostly went for Mandy. Smoot went for Ember. And it was Bayley out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was nearly Mandy.
What a waste.
It was nearly.
What a waste.
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming at all.
None of us did.
No. No. But looking back, I'm thinking maybe this was a good move. I think actually the way it all played out, I'm okay with it. Makes sense.
Yeah, until Sasha Banks comes out of whatever dark corner she's in currently, and then decides to challenge Bayley for the title, and then we get this bullshit, face versus heel Sasha Bayley nonsense again without Dr. Shelby to intervene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that again. Oh, at least it'll be a payoff. Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Anything to say about this one? I can't remember anything. There was a ladder spot that Naomi was about to get squished between two ladders, so she did the splits to avoid it. Didn't just drop down. She had to do the splits.
Oh yeah. That spot. She looked like a bumblebee.
She did look like a bee. Yeah.
There's Ember Moon's, what was it, her finisher off that top rope, I believe?
Off the ladder into the ring.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Which they didn't shoot very well.
No.
But it looked cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a pretty good match. I'm surprised Dana didn't win it. I was kind of like, when I was picking I was doing the picks last week, I was like, this seems like a type of match that Ember could win, as well as like maybe a Dana Brooke, the underdog. But no, we gotta give it to Bayley for some fucking reason.
Because I think we'll get to the other stuff later on, but I think she fits with the other women in the top women better than Mandy Rose would. The matches that Mandy Rose would have with Becky and Charlotte and whoever would be much worse.
They're trying to do like a 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen thing.
When Sasha comes back, it could be. Well, probably not the other 4 horsewomen, but something with the NXT 4.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm not crazy about it now. I'm not. I
haven't seen it yet.
I know we haven't seen it yet, but like, it's not as palatable, I feel, as it was like years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they were to do it like in the next year, okay, great, sure, get it out of the way. I'll pretend to care. But for right now, at this moment in time, I have zero interest in like the NXT 4 versus the 4 horsewomen. If you ask me, it says
I would have.
Sorry,
I would have just done it. I would have rushed it because knowing that, what's her name? The other one, Rhonda, knowing that she was going to leave and may not be back for quite a while, I'd have just done it.
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay her whatever she wants for 1 more month. Just out of nowhere. Let's just get it done. Write a story. I would have booked up to it, with this in mind. But whatever. Just do it while you can. Everyone's here. Sasha hasn't quit yet.
Keyword being yet.
Just get on with it, and then it's done. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's not going to hang over our heads. No, we have to hope that everyone sticks around and that the other 2 horsewomen get a lot better in NXT, and maybe we'll see it in 2021.
Ugh. And the chat says maybe now they'll actually have the match for Bayley and Sasha after leaving fans with blue balls. # Bayley out of nowhere. Yeah.
Maybe they'll just be friends again.
Yeah. And we'll all wait for the backstab that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so that was Bayley. That's no points. So you're back down to 50%.
Damn it.
See if we can do it about this.
Damn it.
Rey Mysterio beat Samoa Joe. So this was revenge for not SummerSlam, for WrestleMania. This went 1 minute and 40. So this was a marathon by their standards.
Oh god, yeah, this looked weird, to say the least.
It was weird. Mostly because Joe apparently broke his nose on a springboard senton.
Yeah.
I don't really know how you do that.
He managed
619, sure. There's a foot in the face there. They would throw in punches and elbows and whatever. That you can hit a nose, but a senton. It happened, and apparently it was an audible. They just told the ref, we're calling this one off. Finish it. And we talked about last week, Samoa Joe lost to a quick roll up.
Yeah,
and he did the surprised face. Yeah. What? It happened again.
This was the thing that you called.
I did
to a T with the surprise face and everything.
It's because it happens to him every time. So that's a point for me and Beans. Yay!
But why would the ref make the 3 count if the shoulder is clearly up? Was my thing.
Well, he was on the wrong side. It's no excuse.
I mean, here, I'm gonna throw this up on the stream, and you be the judge. But like,
I'm not actually.
That's a pretty damning angle right there to see that his shoulder was up. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. I know the refs are supposed to call it like a shoot, but like, come on.
Well, if you call it like a shoot, you don't call that one.
Exactly.
That's calling it like it's not a shoot.
Yeah. In fact, the same referee over here was doing the women's match on Raw, and he actually was checking the shoulders to make sure they were on the mat for the determining pinfall or whatever. So I would assume this was like either like a legit accident and they freaked out over the blood, or this was like a planned thing all along with the finish being kind of shoddy here, you know?
The excuse was that he was on the wrong side and couldn't see it, but from that shot you just put up there, he definitely could see that.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Sorry.
But I guess he had in his ear, you've got to end the match.
Yeah. And
that was the spot. So what do you do?
I don't know.
And that was not the last referee mistake of the night.
Oh, God.
We'll get to that soon. I now have a Double or Nothing tab open for some reason. Let's go back to Money in the Bank. Where are we? More refereeing errors. Shane McMahon defeated The Miz by sliding out of his t-shirt. And this was terrible. This was really bad. Didn't like this one at all. But I did get a point, so, I'll take that.
I didn't like the fact that Shane won.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with the finish. I have a problem with now the precedent being set that if you want the championship and whatnot, and you're over that little section of cage and whatnot, there's no reason for you to just drop down like Shane McMahon did.
What do you mean?
I always found an issue with steel cage matches where they're like up really, like go over that little lip of the rigging and whatnot, and then they're on the other side, and then I'm like, why don't you just drop? Just drop right now.
And they never do.
And they never do it.
They never do. They get like the forearms on the upper back across the shoulders, and then somehow they just climb back in. That was all. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So now the precedent's been set for people to just like drop to the floor.
Just fall down.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Just fall down.
Yeah. The fact that Shane won again is kind of a problem, I feel. Because now I'm just not taking Miz seriously again.
You took him seriously?
I mean,
there was a point at which he convinced you to take him seriously.
Heading into WrestleMania, I was like, what, Miz can win this. Nope, just kidding. Superplex off the cameraman scaffolding. Somehow Shane wins.
He'll win the last one. Well, the next one, which will be the last one.
Nope.
And then with a 2-1 record, he'll claim the ultimate victory.
Yeah.
So refereeing mistakes in this one, we had Miz pinning Shane. Shane got his foot on the ropes.
Yeah.
And the ref stopped the count.
Even the announcer, I think Cole was like throwing a gas.
Yeah.
There's no disqualifications in a cage match, which is completely irrelevant.
Well, yeah.
But Shane has the authority. He can fire the referees. Blah blah blah.
Well, that's true in any Shane match.
Yeah.
And Triple H match. And yeah.
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 I mean,
You're not wrong.
You're not.
It's
I mean,
not
that's
wrong.
a pretty good cover up for a mistake like that.
But then they did it again, didn't they? I'm pretty sure later on, was it in a submission or something? They made a rope break. Yeah, it was. I think it was Miz in Shane's triangle choke or something. He got the ropes and they broke it up.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And that one makes sense because the referee would count to 5 and then threaten the disqualification. You don't have to break it on a submission. But on a pin, there's just no rope. Anyway, not a good night for referees. So that was for me. Excellent. So take that. And I'm predicting right now Miz wins the next one. Cruiserweight championships. Now I don't know if you know much about these guys, Tony Nese and Arya Daivari, but Tony Nese has a great work ethic. I don't know if you heard that. The 1,000 times they told you.
Once or twice, yeah.
Nothing. You got nothing about this match at all.
No.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't blame you.
Just two guys having a match. One with a great work ethic. The other one, being I guess related to the other Daivari.
He is,
That's pretty much the build for me for this match.
Pretty much. He also thought he was Alberto Del Rio.
Oh god. Yeah, he had the car entrance.
Well,
I can pull that up. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting, and that it might have gone somewhere with that, but yeah, no, just one has a great work ethic, the other one has a great car. There you go. That's where that Saudi money's going towards.
Any Iranian? The other Daivari.
I'm just saying. I'm in general. I don't care. Like that's what the money's being used for. Like fancy cars for these entrances. I guess
for a 205 guy.
For a 205 guy.
205 guy gets all the money.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's manager gets none apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a valid point, actually.
Correct. A good tweet if I thought of it a week ago.
I know.
This guy can get a car. Bobby Lashley, no.
No, not allowed.
Points around for this one. We all knew that Tony Nese's work ethic and abs would retain him the title, and they did. Not that anyone cared. That's why these matches go on the pre-show. I think they go right back to the pre-show now. This was nothing, unfortunately.
Real quick, Ed in the chat says, "Do you think is there even another Miz Shane match with Shane moving on to Roman?" I think
there will be
there probably will be, but it's probably going to be like maybe a tag or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like Elias and Shane versus Roman and Miz. Where Miz will probably lose that match too.
I just can't. I can't see them leaving it like this.
No, they'll definitely revisit it at some point. I think
Miz has to get his win.
Yeah.
Like,
surely. Maybe in a tag match, sure.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, the other Daivari, Sean Khosrow Daivari, he was around quite a long time ago now. That was aired.
Yeah.
Let's look up when he was around. He was with. With
Khali, wasn't he? Yeah.
And with the other guy, Muhammad
Hassan. Yeah.
That was about 15 years ago.
Jesus Christ. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Is he not still working with them as a producer or something?
I think so.
Yeah, he came back recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Along with like Jarrett and Abyss and all these guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Apparently sent to WWE as a producer. There you go. Yeah. That's probably why he got into this match. Little nepotism, getting you a cruiserweight title match.
God.
Right, Becky Two Belts had her Becky 2 matches. The first one was against Lacey Evans, no belts, and Becky won.
Yeah.
We all went for that.
Interesting.
That was the right one.
There's some fuck up with the refs here. I don't remember what it was during the submission. But you can see Cole in the background, because this was pointed out by, I think Cole says on Twitter, that you can see Cole, like, beside himself with the finish here. Here. There it is. You see him in the background with his hand on his, like, forehead. I don't remember what the fuck up was, though. There it is, right there.
That's great.
Yeah, not a good night for the refs. Let's put it that way.
No, definitely not. No.
Oh man, we keep going back to the match before. Miz should have been the one to come out and punch Vince that time, not Roman.
Sure.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
If we're going after dads, that's the spot. Anyway, it's been bugging me for a month now.
It says it was giving Becky time to reverse into a disarmer. I think it was a roll-up. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think I remember that one.
That's the thing that annoys me. The commentators overpronouncing "disarm her." The disarm her. Disarm her.
Yeah.
Oh, the disarmer. Taking the arm off makes sense. Disarm her.
Yeah, Becky wins the Raw Championship match, but Charlotte somehow got her match bumped up to be right after that one, and Becky was not.
Becky's complaining about it.
Yeah, for some reason.
I would have had her roll her eyes and go, "Oh man, this was supposed to be later, but okay, come on then.
I'll take you on."
Well, what? Not now. This what? Anyway, so Becky gets punched by the Sassy Southern Belle and ends up losing. Charlotte, your new SmackDown Women's Champion. This was predicted by Smoot and no one else.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thank you. It's just mainly because Vince hates people with 2 belts. For some reason.
Well, he hates belts.
He hates the word belts, yeah. He also hates the word belts. But he's not a fan of a dual champion with 2 championship titles and whatnot, so...
So Charlotte wins the other one. Becky has wrestled at this point for a total of about 15 minutes. Not really the marathon I thought it was. Bayley then shows up, and I think, oh my god, Bayley's gonna turn heel and cash in on Becky and win the other one, and Becky's gonna go from 2 belts to no belts.
Yeah,
that's a cool twist.
That wasn't great. No, she goes after Charlotte because she's fucking lame.
Yeah. So Becky cashes in on Charlotte, hits the elbow, pins.
Yeah.
The Money in the Bank rules. It's nothing new, but you don't have to be on your feet to start the match anymore. You can just cash in at any time. Charlotte already knocked out, and that's it. Becky is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. So Charlotte is up to 9 now?
Oh, yeah. They're trying to get her up to 16.
Probably 17.
17, yeah.
Yeah, 9 and 1 NXT. There you go. 4 SmackDown, 4 Raw, 1 Diva. Hey. So yeah, Bayley a new champion, and Charlotte and Becky both wanting rematches. And Sasha, she was mentioned in the post-match interview.
Sure.
In a very dismissive way, and she got some booze. So. We could be going to some kind of 4-way with all the horsewomen.
No, come on.
No. You know what's better than a 20-second match? A 10-second match. Roman Reigns beat Elias in 10 seconds. This is exactly what it should have been. We all got a point, and we didn't have to actually sit through this thing.
Yeah. This is after Elias clobbered him with a guitar backstage before the match even began. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a heated rivalry. Reigns hit with the guitar, beats him in no time at all. Then on SmackDown, Elias sings at him from the top of a truck, says, "You're jealous, you want to be me." Reigns just rolls his eyes and walks off.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so glad I'm watching this feud. High stakes in this one. I wonder why no one cares about this guy.
And in the chat says, I'm pretty sure Antarctica has more heat than the Reigns Elias feud.
Yeah.
I agree. 100% agree.
Anything to say about this epic confrontation here?
Also, hey Bradley, how's it going? Bradley's joined us as well.
Bradley. Seen him for a while.
Yeah, there's no way this is not going to be like mashed up into that tag idea with like Miz and Shane and whatnot.
Yeah.
Looks like McIntyre now.
God.
Be involved. Yeah, not something I'm that interested in.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh well.
Why isn't McIntyre going for the title?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, this would have been the perfect opportunity to have him win at Money in the Bank, win the case, and then,
Hey, that's still coming. That still might happen. We'll get there.
Okay.
So, first up was Seth Rollins beating AJ Styles. Match of the night. Comfortably. He was always going to be. Points all round except you, Smoot. That Charlotte point made up for it here. All evens out in the end.
It was close at the end, okay? It
was close at the end.
It almost seemed like Styles was going to win it.
That was an awesome counter.
Yeah.
Stomp into the Styles Clash there. Thought that was it.
Really hoping for it.
But no, Rollins beats AJ. AJ says, "Do you realize how difficult this is for me?" I guess accepting that he is not the guy anymore. I kind of thought we were going to see another one after this, but now maybe it's Corbin's time. No, really. Yeah, good match, good points. Anything to say about it? Any notes from this one?
No. You know, it's great. I would have liked it to be a little bit more meaningful.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
To help, give the Universal title some more credibility. Rather than the guy that builds houses versus the guy that burns down everything,
Yeah, I kind of feel like maybe this could have gone the other way. They made this really fake rivalry, and then at the end of the match had the handshake. They could have just gone into it as friends, had no heat, and then built something in the match. Okay, we're friends and I respect you and everything, but actually I kind of want to win. And then it gets a bit heated, and maybe someone throws a punch that's a bit much, and it kind of gets out of control. That would make something. You build the feud from a match rather than come up with this stupid architect versus arsonist, and then anyway, that's the same guy somehow. Whatever.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. There was nothing going in, nothing coming out. It was just a good match for the sake of a good match, I guess.
Yeah.
But at least it delivered, unlike that Styles Nakamura match. And the other Styles Nakamura match. And then the third one. Kofi Kingston defeated Kevin Owens. So still your WWE champion. And we all got points for this one as well. This is a predictable show, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Again, it's a thing that happened.
Was very eventful.
No, just a match that happened. And let's just move straight on to the main event then. Money in the Bank ladder match. We had throughout the show, Sami Zayn was in the match because he beat Braun Strowman. He was then found
hung up.
How did it go? Was that the first one? He was found hung up, upside down.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
After he showed Strowman walking around. Yeah.
Yeah, you seen him in Triple H. He was panicking that he was going to get attacked by Strowman.
Yeah. Was it here or on Broad that he asked Triple H for some protection?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did anyone else think he's going to give him a condom?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't say protection. That's what it makes people think of. So we didn't get any protection. Triple H said that Strowman's banned from the building or whatever. Zayn was then found hung up upside down. Strowman was lurking, but said he didn't do it. Was sent out anyway. And then the match starts with no Sami Zayn. We don't know if he's going to get replaced, if it's just a 7-man now, or what the deal is. Everyone expected McIntyre to win. Apparently Ali was scheduled to win it as well at one point.
Really?
Which is hilarious. Yeah. And he was the only guy told because he was climbing the ladder to win, and then had to just stand on the top like an idiot, not getting the case.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. when Brock Lesnar's music hits.
It comes down like a goddamn wild tornado, just knocking ladders over onto camera people.
Yeah? He killed the cameraman.
God damn.
Yeah, a couple of cameramen. And then he got into the ring, climbed up. He's your new Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So yeah, but even the guys in the match, other than Ali, because he was the guy that was going to be, he had to stall on the top of the ladder. Everyone else had no idea, apparently. And there was a shot of Randy Orton lying by the barricade on the outside, kind of just rolling his eyes like, of course.
As Lesnar was scared of climbing ladders, he did look really dodgy.
Yeah.
On top of that ladder.
He did. There he is.
Let me get the GIF here.
There was some great gifs coming out of the next night on Raw when he thought it was a beatbox.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, it was great.
What was he doing?
He's having fun. He's having fun out there.
He's having fun out there. Alex there stood on the top there.
Yeah, he had. Ali had like 5 seconds. He could have unlatched it like right there. Still had time to unlatch it. Still plenty of time to unlatch it. Like, come on. Yeah, I'm with Chucks. I hate that shit.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's the same as climbing over the cage. Just
yeah,
if you gotta do it, just do it.
Yeah, I agree.
So no points here. Ed is asking who booked this match to destroy Finn Balor's back. He took at least 3 bumps that he didn't need to take on his back.
He was he on SmackDown? I can't remember. He wasn't, was he?
No.
Is he still alive?
Good question.
So the Finn Balor thing is what I was alluding to earlier with Daniel Bryan, kind of knowing his place. There's been a lot of complaints from fans saying, guys like Finn Balor are doing all of this work in a 20-25 minute hard match, only for then Brock Lesnar to run out and just win. Which doesn't seem fair. It's true. But that is kind of their job, and it seems like Daniel Bryan understands that.
Yeah.
Winning the belt or winning the case or whatever, it's not really important at the end of the day. Like, as long as you're featured and you're making your money and you're not whatever, as long as you're happy there, it doesn't really matter if you win the belt or not.
Especially for a guy like Bryan, who's pretty much done it all anyway.
Well, he's done it all anyway. Like, remember at WrestleMania when he was booked to lose to Kofi? He did everything he could to make Kofi look great. Because he's professional and because he knows it's not really about the belt.
Yeah.
It's a storyline, and this is the bit where I lose. It's fine. I feel like a guy like Finn Balor presumably understands that as well. It's like, well, it doesn't really matter who wins, if it's me or if it's Brock Lesnar or if it's Ali. I'm here to do a job, literally. And I take the point. Doesn't seem fair, but also, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, guys like Balor as well are probably thinking, they've been all over the world, they've been in the smallest of matches, and now, as I say, at least they're getting featured on the biggest shows, so why not?
Yeah, and if you win it, does that really change anything?
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe you become champion for a couple of months, and then, there's no guarantee anyway. If you're not Vince's guy, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah.
There's Roman Reigns and then there's everyone else.
If you're not Brock Lesnar.
If you're not, there's Brock Lesnar, what do you think about Lesnar as Money in the Bank champion, or whatever you call it, Mr. Money in the Bank? I quite like it.
I kind of like it, because you got that sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Spontaneity. You don't know if he's going to show up or not. And he could show up, because that's what he did. He showed up whenever he liked.
Right.
So,
like the perfect guy to have it. The guy you don't even know if he's there. He's not walking around with it every week like Carmella did, saying, Carmella is money, I've still got this thing, remember this. He's the guy that can just show up. I would take him off TV now, until WrestleMania or whatever. Like just
exactly. I was just going to say that's exactly what they need to do is take him off TV for months now, let people forget about him.
Yeah.
And then have him show up on a SmackDown or something where you wouldn't expect it.
I think there's a potential for some good storytelling of some sort there. It's just with the current state of WWE, I don't really trust him in delivering on that story. I mean, obviously, I would assume it sets up for either a rematch that he never got with Rollins because there's no guaranteed rematches, or a rematch with Kofi from Beast in the East years back, which I was reminded about on Sunday.
I believe that is the rumored match for Super Showdown.
Really?
Yeah.
Lesnar. Oh, I mean, they're supposed to be he's supposed to make an announcement on when he's going to cash in, which kind of ruins the whole thing about it. Which kind of what made Strowman look like a goof when he announced his date for the cash in.
Yeah, Brock shouldn't be doing that. The announcement should be Heyman saying Brock Lesnar will cash in his Money in the Bank contract whenever the hell he wants to.
Exactly.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He really doesn't need the case. Like, I get why people are upset about that. He doesn't really need it because he can probably beat both of them if he's the Beast and it lives up to all the accolades that Heyman gives him. It's just I think they don't want the case being effectively used throughout the year when they're making the move to Fox. So I think, throwing it on Lesnar is kind of a good idea in that regard, because you already have the one that was cashed in on the night with Bayley, and that's out of play for, the rest of the year. So
I was just thinking, what if they hold on? I mean, I think they're probably not going to do that, and I think he's probably going to cash it in at Super Showdown, but what if he cashes it in the first night on Fox?
That'd be great. It'd be amazing.
That'd be his first TV match for 17 years.
I knew it was something daft like that,
yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, overall, I'm somewhat okay with it, but it could be better.
15 years. He left in 04, right?
Okay.
No, it's 17 on Raw, but because he went to SmackDown in 02. I think his last Raw match was against Tommy Dreamer of all people.
Isn't the last person to pin him for a title Eddie Guerrero?
I think so, yeah.
To pin him for a title, is that right?
So weird start, yeah.
Seth Rollins, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Up until then, Well, up until then, though, it was Eddie Guerrero.
That's crazy. That actually is 15 years. Wow.
See, that's the type of statistics that should be promoted on WWE television. That you're going to get with all Elite Wrestling.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But before we jump to AEW real quick, on Raw, you want to talk about the 24/7 title?
Oh man, this thing.
Real quick.
It's a nice idea, but you just know they've not done it right.
Also, courteous of main event in any arena. There you go. Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston. It's a rematch. Telling you.
So apparently this was, oh man, I can't remember if it's USA or Fox.
I can get to it here.
I think it might have been USA. Basically, the network gave WWE a list of ideas as to how to bring up the third hour's ratings. And Vince said they all suck. But the 24/7 belt idea was like the best one of them because he thought he had to do something.
Yeah.
Had to give him something, but he said they all suck. So it's probably things like making wins and losses matter and giving wrestlers their own promo time and chance to improvise and come up with their own characters and stuff. And all these ideas are terrible. We'll bring back the not hardcore belt.
Yeah.
So you bring back Mick Foley to announce a new title.
Yeah.
You have him say, this is a title worth losing teeth and ears for. It's time to make Raw great again, or whatever the
make Raw again.
Make Raw again. In the third hour, Raw's going to get dirty. He turned all the lights off. The LED boards went down. That was kind of cool.
That was just a bit I liked, actually. I liked the way it made it. It did feel a bit different in the last hour.
It did. It was much better. It was so much better. So he says all of this stuff. It's 24/7. It's can be defended anywhere and everywhere. The fans chant hardcore, and then he brings out this very clean, shiny-looking belt, and it doesn't say hardcore one time. So they're playing on nostalgia, this thing that we remember and kind of remember fondly, only it's been WWE-ized and branded as something not the same as it was.
Yeah.
That's why no one cares about it. And then you have Titus O'Neil win it in a reverse battle royal scramble from TNA's worst days.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about the name, okay? Like, for me, it sounded like that they were the champion of, like, documentaries on the network. WWE 24, initially. I like the design. I know a lot of people are not a fan of the way the belt looks. I don't have a problem with it because it's supposed to look like a clock. Like, I get that.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst either.
Yeah, the 24/7 though does look like a really bad improper fraction. So, take the bad with the good.
You can have top heavy fractions. That's a thing.
It's just that's a really gross one.
Yeah, it's true.
I just don't understand why why don't they want to use the word hardcore? Like I don't get that.
Not PG.
It's not PG.
Apparently it's not PG. They did that one ages ago. Everything became extreme.
Extreme rules, right?
Yeah.
So why not just call it the Extreme Rules Championship?
So even that, I mean, it's better. It's definitely better.
Yeah.
But I guess they don't want to actually do Extreme Rules matches for the belt. They just want it to be the joke belt that all the undercard guys chase each other for backstage.
If it's the joke belt, then nobody's going to take it seriously, and then you just wasting TV time.
Yeah. Welcome to WWE over the last 15 years. It's all about filling TV time.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. They're not doing it because I guess they think that hardcore makes people think of porn or something.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so that'll be
it. The Extreme Rules Championship. Is that the pinfalls are supposed to count anywhere? No disqualification unless it's a rope break. Apparently.
I was gonna say even that, it's too obvious. You're making it a thing that we had before, but you're giving it a new name.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you've changed the name, and they're all going to be thinking, why? Why is it not the hardcore belt? Yeah. Why is it 24/7, or why is it Extreme Rules? Why is it not the thing that it was?
Yeah, and as you pointed out...
that already,
Yeah, I don't know. Current winner right now is R-Truth. He's the third fucking 24/7 champion right now. I'm hoping it's available to all genders. I'm hoping Carmella backstabs R-Truth and then she becomes 24/7 champion. That'd be great.
There's no reason why not.
Exactly. And going back,
I would really like to see, because I'm kind of sick of it already. I don't need to see R-Truth running away from people every week, twice a week.
Yeah, seriously.
And what about the wildcard rule? Everyone's a wildcard now. Right? Because they're all just chasing each other everywhere. How does the wildcard play into this? If 4 people show up chasing R-Truth, is that it? You can't have Roman Reigns anymore? Because he's on every show.
That's another thing, is why didn't they come up with just calling it the wildcard belt then? The wildcard championship.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Could be.
It makes me... the answer to that is because I think the wildcard rule is kind of like a last-minute decision.
Oh, yeah.
And the belt had to be made by then.
Yeah.
I would like to see, I think the funniest thing they could do, and I don't know how long they could have it last for, but is have, I don't know, just do any segment like they always do. Have Bobby Roode find R-Truth in catering and beat him up and lay him out and whatever. 1, 2, 3, and then the referee hits Bobby Roode with something and pins Bobby Roode. That would be funny because it's open to everyone. Now you've got a referee that's won it.
Yeah.
And then you can retire the belt because you've done all you can do with it already.
I don't want to be seeing every time there's a backstage segment, you just see people running past the camera.
Yeah.
Like Ben Hill.
Yeah. Going back to
Ed's just made a good point there. What if someone from NXT UK wins it and comes over here? What are you going to do then?
Yeah, I mean, Foley did say anybody.
That's the thing. Yeah.
NXT, 205 Live, NXT UK, anybody. Going back to the third hour changes, yeah, they just to reinforce it, what you were talking about, they changed up the graphics for the third hour, and I was not even paying attention. I thought the whole like darkening of the arena was to incorporate the announcement and whatnot, and for the title itself. I didn't know this was going to be like a permanent 3 hour thing. But yeah, they changed up the graphics to make them a little bit more dark, like a black and white feel, and then
they just went black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just turned all the LED boards off and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the LED boards. They don't spotlight the audience anymore, so those are great. I don't know if I need the graphics changed, but yeah, that's cool.
I kind of liked it. It was more of an old school feel. Just because it wasn't as shiny and flashy as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's my big complaint with it.
I don't think it's going to help the ratings, though.
No.
Oh no, no one's going to no one's going to keep on watching just because it looks a bit different. But to us, morons who watch it every week, you know, it's a nice touch. It's nice to think in that way anyway. To thinking maybe we need to make it look a bit different, because that's what you see now. Essentially, it's not the same for 20 years.
Yeah.
There's a few changes here and there, but essentially it's the same thing.
And and before we get into AEW again, just one other note of the week. Dolph Ziggler's back, and he went after Kofi, and they cut like a really whiny promo. But before that, Heyman came out and teased Kofi with like maybe Lesnar cashing in, and then that opened the door to the ambush from Ziggler. I thought Ziggler was going to become a new Heyman guy, and that would have like jump-started him, you know, coming out of this sabbatical that he's been in. So I was really looking forward to that, but no, it just seems like Ziggler's back, and he just wants to go after the champion to where he's probably just going to lose again. So
yeah, for some reason they seem to be a bit apprehensive of putting anyone else with Heyman.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people that could have, well, obviously you had Punk as well, but quite a few people that could have gone with him, you would have thought, and didn't.
Yeah. You had Punk for a while. You had Curtis Axel. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh god, he had Ryback as well.
Cesaro for a bit.
Yeah, he kissed Ryback.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. So now you see why they're reluctant to put people. You would have thought Ronda would have been a decent option. But,
yeah.
Yeah, Ziggler's back, whiny as usual. I quite liked it actually. I thought it should have been me promo, because he has been saying for the last 11 years that he comes out here every single night and leaves it all in the ring.
Yeah,
that's his promo forever, and now he's saying pretty much the same thing. It should have been me. I told you all along it should have been me.
And just a quick tally of the prediction game. You're in the lead with 8. Me and Beans are tied
8 out
with
of 11.
6. Me and Beans are tied with 6, and then Will with 5. And I'm above the 50% threshold.
It was Shane. Shane did it for me.
Fucking Shane. Damn it. So now we can finally turn our attention to Double or Nothing, which is about to start in less than 20 minutes from now.
Okay.
Show. So
indeed.
Let's get this going here, if you'd like.
Let's get this going. This is great. I really hope that this works out for him. I don't know that full price pay-per-views, like old school price pay-per-views, it's $60, $50?
50.
Is it 60 in HD?
I think so, yeah. Something like that.
That's a lot.
It is.
We've been... How long's the network been around? 5 years? WWE Network? Getting pay-per-views for tenner?
Yeah.
New Japan World is 10, roughly. I don't know about this 50, 60.
60 for cable, 50 for streaming, according to Ed in the chat.
Ah, there you
go. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
But I really hope it works out for him, because we need alternatives.
I agree.
It's a real shame that this TNA, or this Impact, isn't where they were however long ago, 10 years ago, on Spike, where people could actually see it, because apparently the show is much better now. And maybe they could...
Too little, too late.
It is too little, too late, exactly right. They've just been poisoned.
Dixie Carter and Vince Russo ruined that fucking company.
Oh, yeah.
And Bob Carter, spent way too much money letting that go. I feel. He let that go on way longer than it should have.
But yeah, that's a shame as well. They've got some good stuff going, and no one can see it. But let's cross our fingers for AEW, because I want someone to wake Vince up.
If only the pre-show build-up is something to go by, I think it's going to be really good. I caught some of the before the bell show that they did, which is essentially it was a brief recap of how AEW came about, and then it got more into the actual matches on the card, and the build they've done for the Omega Jericho match, really good, just good. Just the way it was done, just seemed really professionally done, and it went into all of the details of how Omega's training differently to battle Jericho, and Jericho's not taking him lightly, and he's training differently. He's got a new finisher.
Ooh,
and really interesting to watch.
I saw only a little bit. I caught the last 10 minutes or so. It's mostly Jericho saying he's now training MMA in Dave Bautista's gym.
Yeah.
That was cool. And he was talking about it, building it up, hyping it like a fight. It looked like it could be on UFC or on a boxing show. It looked like, ironically, a 24/7 special.
That's exactly.
He talked about it very seriously. He said that, Omega is 1-0 up on him, and he can't afford to let that get to 2. He has to tie it up. The company needs it. He's the biggest star. He needs it. The company needs it. Everyone needs him to win. That's great. That's a really simple storyline. It makes sense. It's very sports-based. It's great. For a first show, that's enough for me.
Yeah. Definitely.
Should we get into some predictions?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. You lead the way here, because I'm lost.
So we have I am too. I don't know many of these guys.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of them, but
it's going to be a little bit like that TNA show in Japan that time.
Hashtag ham slam.
Yoto Hama and Andy Wu. With You Don't Screw.
You don't screw with the Woo. That's right. I forgot about that.
I wonder if he's got a wiki entry now. He didn't at the time. Speaking of no wiki entry, the pre-show has Kip Sabian, who has no wiki entry, versus Sammy Guevara, who does, and that is why I'm going with Sammy Guevara.
All right. I will go with Guevara as well.
Okay.
Going off of that logic by itself, that seems really, really smart. Will.
Oh no, sorry. Sorry, I'm confused. I'm going with Kip Sabian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that because Billy Gunn is also on the show, and you think that they will like Kip's?
Yeah, and maybe if he wins a match, he'll get a Wikipedia entry. Smart thinking.
Maybe.
Smart thinking.
Yeah. AEW wants all of their guys to have Wikipedia entries.
Yeah.
They need to put him over so he's got something to...
But thinking behind this, actually, Kip Sabian was part of ITV's short-lived World of Sport promotion.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And ITV are showing this live, and they've actually done one of the little things in the paper says the UK's Kip Sabian will be in action.
Oh, nice.
So I'm wondering if they might have him win this for ITV.
It says AEW. It's not just a t-shirt company, it's also Wikipedia content.
Yeah. It's content for new guys' Wikipedia entries.
Yeah.
So, okay. That's cool. That's cool. I like that we've predicted different things here. This thing's interesting. Also on the pre-show is the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. And the winner of this receives a world title match against the winner of the main event later on. They haven't said when exactly, but we'll see. So it's a fairly big deal for a pre-show. 21-man, apparently it's kind of Rumble rules, kind of War Games rules, where there'll be entries at, I think, is it 5 minutes?
Are you kidding me?
At a time, and 5 guys will enter all at once.
Okay.
So it'll be 5 in the ring at the start, then another 5, then another 5, then another 5, and then 5 minutes later, one last guy will enter to make 21.
Okay.
And the winner, as I say, the survivor of that wins a title match.
Yeah, there's also 3 to be announced participants.
Right. 3 to be announced. So we know that that's CM Punk, that's Goldberg.
Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. We have... Man, there's a few guys here who don't have wikis either. Jungle Boy is a fairly big deal these days.
Apparently, and now this is what I was reacting to, Glacier is apparently...
Glacier's in there. Glacier is coming.
Sean Spears.
Sean Spears, Ty Dillinger is in there, yeah. Jungle Boy is the son of Luke Perry, right?
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, who died recently.
Damn.
And he's only very recently started wrestling, but he's got a lot of buzz. Everyone seems to want him. They think he's going to be something. Sonny Kiss, I don't know who that is. Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr., so he's a big deal too. Sunny Days, Bret Hart had a few of those. MJF, MJF, Joey Janela, so those are
the Spring Break guy.
Also the Spring Break guy. Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Havoc, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Luchasaurus, who was the guy that was on Big Brother 17 in the US, and was Judas Devlin in NXT and made a complaint against Bill DeMott. You remember that a few years back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a wiki, you see. Ty Dillinger, Orange Cassidy. He's a bit of a comedy guy, but people are talking about him lately. And then 3 TBAs. I'm throwing it out there. I'm going for Dean Goddamn Ambrose.
Oh!
Apparently he's shooting a film at the moment, but he's going to get an hour off and he's going to win the 21-man Battle Royal.
Could be a good pick. I'm going Billy Gunn, just for the laugh.
Oh my god.
The winner's going to get a title match.
I'll go with John Goddamn Moxley. How about that?
Yeah.
Kip Shop for the win.
Man, you're just going with all the Kips.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Love the Kips.
Alright. That should be a fun one. That's going to get started here shortly, so. Where to next?
We will let's go for this 6-woman tag match. There's a lot of women from Japan here. Apparently that is Kenny Omega's thing. He's been scouting women from Japan, as have I.
They've got women as well.
Yeah, they've got women as well.
Wow.
Aja Kong, the legend, Yuka Sakazaki, sorry, not Sasaki, Emi Sakura, Hikaru Shida, Riho Abe, Ryo Mizunami. I know none of them. Well, Aja Kong, I guess. what do you do here?
It's yeah. Toss of a coin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a good question. I'm going to go with Aja Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, and Emi Sakura, just because they have a shorter first name.
They do. It's easier for me to write down. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
11 characters. 7. 13. So yeah, two fewer letters I had to write down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. No problem.
I'm also going for those 3.
Okay.
Because it's got Aja Kong in it. Aja Kong, she's someone, and Ryo Mizunami doesn't have a Wikipedia.
There you go. Yeah, see?
Well, she will after tonight.
Well, there's no Kips to save you this time.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'll go for the other team, just for the hell of it.
Okay.
I thought you were going to hope that Yuka could change her name to UKIP. No, wait, no, you can't do that. No. UKIP. That's not okay.
We don't like them.
Oh my god. Alright.
And Ryo. Okay. Then there's a 6-man man as well. 6-man man match. SoCal Uncensored, so that's Daniels and Kazarian with Scorpio Sky versus the Strong Hearts, Seema T-Hawk and El Lindaman. They all have Wikipedias, so this one's a really tough one to call.
I'll go with SoCal Uncensored.
Oh man, you're copying all of my picks here.
I'm sorry, but I don't like the name, but it's the team I'm most familiar with.
Yeah.
I want to go with T-Hawk because I like the name.
just T-Hawk.
Just him, I don't know, where you going to win.
Just him, alright, there you go.
Strong Hearts.
As you can see, I'm taking this very seriously.
I want to see someone, I'd say like Daniels and Kazarian hit the heart attack on T-Hawk and then him no-sell it because he's a strong heart.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It's a pity Johnny Gargano's not in this match because he's got a rebel heart.
He's got a rebel heart.
God.
And Jumper's the black heart as well.
Yeah, true.
All the heart. Talia's the queen of hearts. And Shawn Michaels is the heartbreaker.
Yeah.
They should be Shawn Michaels. The hearts that he can't break. There is a tag match here. The Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta versus Angelico and Jack Evans, or Angelico, probably.
Who's Trent Beretta? I feel like I should know him.
He was a
Dude
for a
Buster.
Yeah.
He was what?
He was a Dude Buster. I think he was with Kurt Hawkins for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll go with this team, man.
So what, you go with the Best Friends?
Croft.
Chuck and Trent.
Okay.
Yeah. He was the Dude Busters with Kalen Croft, apparently.
Kalen Croft, yeah.
And I believe the Dude Busters was also with... doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's going to really bug me, though, because I think you're right about Kurt Hawkins being involved with that group. Right. Yeah, me too. Best Friends for me. Chuck Taylor and Trent.
Alrighty.
Okay, just writing that one down. There's a 3-way women's match. Man, is there 2 women's matches on the same pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
2019.
It is. Clearly is. Kylie Ray, not to be mistaken for Kaylee Ray. That's a different one. Nyla Rose and Britt Baker.
Isn't Kylie Ray British?
No, I think Kaylee Ray is.
Oh, I get the mixed up.
Kylie Ray, possibly.
Possibly.
It says that CM Punk, Dean Ambrose, and Sasha Banks are the surprise entrants in the Battle Royal. He also says that I'm just a coin flip for every match. You're not wrong, Ed. You're not wrong on that.
Someone tweeted CM Punk saying, if at CM Punk don't show up tomorrow, I'm going to feel like I wasted my money. To which he replied, oh boy, my friend Stu Bennett has a saying for times like this.
Biggest news coming out of that is that CM Punk has friends.
Yeah, true. I'll go for Britt Baker.
Oh man, I was going to go for Britt Baker.
You still can.
I guess I can. I guess that would be allowed. And I'm trying to get this pre-show one. Turn my speakers down. Right, Britt Baker. Britt Baker for you two.
You too?
You too. They're gonna show up.
I'll go with Nyla Rose.
Oh.
Nyla Rose. Okay. Nyla. Mandy's sister. And Adam's sister. Then, this is a big one. We're talking about Rose and Rose. What about Rhodes and Rhodes? Cody finally gets his match with Dustin, not Goldust, Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes did an interview with Chris Van Vliet on YouTube not too long ago, and strongly hinted, he didn't, say it was going to be, but he strongly hinted that this might be Dustin Rhodes' last career match. So this is...
I can believe that.
I can believe it too, if that is the case. This should be...
an agent.
This has something... This could be something special. If you ask me. If it's his last match, I feel like Dustin should come out on top, right into the sunset. So I'll go with Dustin Rhodes on that.
I want to go with Cody.
You go with Cody?
Yeah.
Cody, no last name? Cody as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dustin and Cody.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, Put the new company over.
Exactly. He's going to be a top guy in the new company. Why would Dustin not put him over? I don't think he's going to have any problem with that. Pre-show is on, and this place actually looks kind of packed. They've got a big arena here. There's a lot of people there. They all seem into it. A lot of cease and desist t-shirts. And we've got Alex Marvez and Excalibur here. I think they're going to pan over to JR as a big reveal. It's cool. Looks good. Right. We have one title match on the show, and it's not even an AEW title. It's the AAA World Tag Team Championship. Current champions Young Bucks, also a big deal in the new company, taking on the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Phoenix. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to throw that out there right now. This is going to be a hell of a match.
I'll go for the Young Bucks, just because I know who they are.
Who's the current champions here? This is the only title match, by the way. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Young Bucks, then.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Lucha Bros to pull off the big win here.
It will.
They're AAA guys, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah. And I don't really want all of the obvious ones to win. It's like the company is basically owned, right? By Cody and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like either one or the other has to lose.
You know what? I'll go with the Lucha Bros then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sorry. Will.
Yeah, Young Bucks.
Oh!
And it's just being confirmed there will be a world title presentation at the main show.
Oh, and there's Dustin Rhodes, and he's got the half paint on.
Yeah.
Like black and red Darth Maul thing going on, a bit like Black Rain.
Also, apparently the YouTube feeds are not working.
What?
Not a good start.
That sucks. Then the main event. Let's get through it so we can all watch this thing. Jericho versus Omega. The winner, remember, has the title match at some point in the future against the Battle Royal winner.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I go Jericho to make it one each.
That's good. I was also going to do that. But remember the Pac rumors that he had to pull out because he couldn't lose?
Yeah.
Apparently he was actually going to win his match. against Hangman Page, but he couldn't lose the next one because he would get, they were booking him to win this one so that he could then face Kenny Omega.
It's Justin Roberts.
And he would have to lose that one. So I'm saying that
Kenny... a white suit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go. We shuffle the deck to see which suit comes up. Oh man, this looks like TNA.
Yeah.
This already looks like a TNA.
The rules card here is.
Oh dear, they're making it more complicated than it should be.
Yeah.
I like it, but
No, I don't.
Every 3 minutes we'll shuffle the deck to see which suit comes up.
This guy has got no legs.
He hasn't? No. Wait, whoa, what?
How are you going to throw him out of it? He's my favourite to win.
Chucks, who you picking? Jericho or Omega?
Kenny Omega, because he is planned to have a big push.
Okay, there we go. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Enjoy Double or Nothing. Hopefully it'll be a great show, and it's not like another reboot of TNA. We don't need another TNA.
Just stomping on the guy with no legs. This is brutal.
And with that, we'll see you next week. Take care. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.